Okay, a quick little bit of information about how you download your data and also remember your questions and figure out what codes mean. So one of the first things to notice is that here under Tools on the main survey page, you can come over here to Import Export. And so here you can do things like export survey to Word. Why is this important? It will allow you to know, for example, what the number 1 or the number 3 means in your value or variable labels when you download a survey, because it's easy to forget and it can sometimes be hard to match up the information that you get in the .csv file that we're going to download and the original survey data to know what a number means, whether it means strongly agree or strongly disagree. So make sure that you've done to export the survey. Then when you actually want to now come and export your data, you're going to come over to Data and Analysis. You're going to come over here to Import and Export. And so you see Export Data. Now, all this looks fairly easy so far. You're going to use a CSV file. That's straightforward. You could also go across to a Google spreadsheet, which is fine too. What matters, though, are a few different things to notice. So first of all, you saw that I hit more options because we're going to come to the more options. But first, notice that you've got use numeric values or use choice text. So I recommend that you use numeric values. Otherwise, you're going to end up having to recode a lot of the choice text to numeric values. You can also use choice text. Whenever I've downloaded in the past, I often will sometimes download both, depending. But it's good to know the difference between the numeric values, which means you'll get a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the choice text. This just simply allows you to compress the data as a .zip file. It's fine really one way or the other way. What really matters here is that you might want to export the viewing data order for randomized surveys. And sometimes you might want to split multi-value fields into columns. So let me explain what both of those are. The viewing order data for randomized surveys basically gives you a little it'll add on variables at the end so that you don't just see what the respondent answered, but you'll see whether they were in a treatment or a control group, or the question ordering. So it'll actually give you, like, if you had respondents who got question 1 first, then question 2, then question 3, and other ones might get question 3, then question 2, then question 1. That's what you're going to get with the viewing order. When splitting multiple value fields into columns, what that does is basically turn everything into dummy variables. So you would end up for example, if you have like married, marital status, you might end up with 1 column for married, 1 for divorced, 1 for, separated, and 1 for never married, for example. Probably not all that important but it's good to know that that's what that is, especially if you are on the previous page, if you end up only choosing certain variables to measure, and then you would then hit download. Basically, that's all you need to know, but a quick introduction to how you export data and also get what's called a survey codebook from Qualtrics.